Hello, hello! Can you hear me? Today is Anime Club.
Whoa.
Yippee! Today I am here with my very special buddy. Yes, I don't know why I called you my buddy.
My old pal.
My good old pal, Vash.
Hello.
Yippee! Today we are going to be discussing Erased.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys like it? I really enjoyed it. How about you?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is another anime that I wouldn't know pretty much nothing about it. Like, I feel like compared to Lane, I definitely like recognize things more. Like, I've definitely seen some of the characters before.
Yeah, it's a very popular. It's like, I would say it's a pretty popular one. Like, I
Yeah.
remember, I'm trying to remember when I first heard of it. It was probably, the Anime Man. I swear, he's probably
Yeah.
talked about that in like an old video. I remember like one of the OG like AniTubers. I'm pretty sure it was Joey. And I remember him talking about it, and I've heard the opening a lot. Like, I knew the opening quite well. It's one of those really iconic openings, I would say, and it's really good. I would actually rank it one of my all-time favorites.
It is a good one.
I mean, it's Asian Kung Fu Generation. Like, their openings are peak.
And it's got the most like iconic anime title for a song ever.
Yeah. But yeah, do you want to go ahead and start with your like initial reactions? Like, how did you feel?
I mean, I think it definitely has a good first episode.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely gives you an idea of what to expect going into a pretty quickly.
And both gives you an idea of what to expect, but also tells you to not expect anything. Because like, there's so many plot twists and like reveals and cliffhangers. Like, so much happens in these 12 episodes that like you really have no idea what to anticipate. You just know stuff is going to go down one way or another. But yeah, so much happens in that first episode. Like, I think it works so well because like once you've seen that episode, you're like, well, crap, now I have to keep watching.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those.
Yeah.
Where, like, it really throws you in.
Okay. Do you want to start by talking about characters? Do you have a favorite character? I had to think about this a while.
Yeah. I did like Kaio.
Yeah, Kaio's a really good character.
Oh, I feel like there wasn't really any characters I notably disliked.
Yeah, I think
or like liked less than
I think
others.
this anime is another one of those where like all of the characters are like so great. Like, it's really hard to like like it's really hard to dislike any of them. Like even Yashiro is like hard to dislike because he's a horrible person, but like they make him so lovable. Like they really make you like him.
Not to get into later scenes too fast, but I did really like the candy scene.
Yeah, that was so funny. I love how they framed that scene too, because it felt so suspenseful. I'm like, oh god, something's about to be revealed, but then he just made it so goofy.
Yeah.
And it's like added to like...
I remember when that scene happened, I was like, oh, this is funny. Totally, it's totally gonna have like foreboding. Like, it's clearly meant to be like dark foreboding, like, foreshadowing, but it's funny. I hope he stays funny.
Yeah,
well,
I was so sad when it was revealed that he was the killer, because I was like, no, I love him. He's the funny, like, dad guy.
I saw it coming with that candy scene.
Yeah.
But I was also sort of holding out that was like, he seems like this could just be him being funny.
Yeah, I really wanted him to just be a goofy, wholesome guy, but alas.
Like, what was the guy's name who got framed?
Oh yeah, Jun? I think he's referred to as Yuki.
Yuki, yeah.
But that's not his real name. I forget his real name. I thought it was Jun.
Because they did really, it really did feel like they were like pushing that like he was in fact the bad guy the whole time, even though no one believed them. Just like him being like kind of a creep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that kind of made you feel like, okay, maybe he's not actually good, you know?
Yeah, I felt conflicted about that because, like, I felt like if it was revealed that it was him all along, like, well,
I guess,
yeah, but like,
well, I guess there was that, but also,
also
the killer, and he definitely didn't look like him.
No,
so
that too, and also they already confirmed that he was on death row. Like, there was no way for him to like come back and kill anyone else.
True, yeah.
So like, it really couldn't have been him.
But also, I feel like there just wasn't really a suspect for a while.
Yeah.
Like, it took a while to
I
get to
have a
that.
question. Did you ever at any point feel suspicious about Kenya? Because I feel like there were certain points where it really made it seem like he was like working with Yashiro. Like there were a few times where he felt
I can
off.
see that, but
Like
I
I
don't know.
liked Kenya's character. Like he was great, but also there were a few times where he just seemed odd.
I don't
But it
think I
never like
ever-
touches on
Yeah, I
why
don't-
he seemed that way. Like there were multiple scenes where I felt like he knew something and wasn't telling
Yeah.
anyone.
I don't think I ever suspected him of being like.
I didn't
bad.
necessarily think he was the killer, but there were multiple scenes where I was like, does he know something that he's not telling anyone? But then it never went anywhere.
Yeah, I was honestly expecting several times for Satu to tell Kenya about his powers. So it felt like he was really pushing
Yeah.
that. Like he was really pushing on like what are you doing? How do you know this?
Yeah.
Explain yourself. And I kind of sad it never happened.
Yeah.
Because like his powers are so weird in the fact that like he kind of just has them. You expect him to just roll with it. He never tells anyone really, except for like very much implying it to at the end to Yashiro. And I was just kind of expecting it to go somewhere more, like in depth with the powers, other than that he just has them, you know? Like
yeah. I mean that doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah.
Like it's like that like magical realism trope
Yeah,
where it's just like I
think we needed
like
to
the subtle
dive-
magics where it's like you don't need an explanation. He just has this ability.
like, we didn't need
That's
like
like the only magic there is, and like you know.
yeah, like we didn't need like a deep dive
No,
into like
yeah.
origin
I
story.
think I would have
for where he
actually.
got his
I
powers
was
or
like,
anything
I
like
think
that.
it might have actually ruined it if they tried
Yeah.
to explain it. Like, I don't like it when a story over explains a concept, unless it's like a high fantasy where over explaining the magic is part of the point. Like, if it's something like this and they start going too in depth, like explaining how it works, I'm like, well, that's not cool anymore. You ruined it.
I don't know, maybe something at least that could have been like before he went back to the future, like we saw like as a kid see like the butterfly for the first time or something. And then
Yeah.
that brings him back. Something to like be like, oh yeah, this is when he started having this power. Not like some
I almost disagree with that because I feel like the point of the power was specifically to prevent that specific murder. And like with the earlier manifestations were like him preparing him for this. So if he was doing it as a kid, it wouldn't make sense.
I suppose.
Especially before even like Kaio's death and anything. Like he needed. It was very intentional, I think. It was very specifically because also at the end, like he said that he stopped doing it after Yashiro was apprehended. Like he had no need for it anymore. So yeah. So I like how they handled his powers. I thought it was cool. Yeah, do you want to go in depth into any particular characters? You want to just like run through
I think
the
just
major?
like run down the list.
So let's. I mean, we can start with Satoru since we're already kind of talking about him. So how did you feel about Satoru as a character?
I mean, I feel like for like a main character, he feels pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Like you know, like the classic short black-haired anime boy.
Yeah.
Who strives for justice, you know?
I mean, yeah. I thought the whole thing with him, like, going back and forth in time was really cool. And, like, him being his child self, but then his child self being his adult self, kind of.
Yeah.
I liked that. It made him... I don't know, made him a really interesting character because, like... I don't know, how do I want to word this? Like, my brain is like, I had a train of thought and now it went away.
I do like the sort of like parallel with like it starting with him being an adult, but in the body of a child, and then technically at the end he's now a child in the body of an adult.
Yeah, I liked that.
Like that's clearly not the case for him. Like he still has whoever's being an adult.
Yeah, he did eventually get his memories back more fully, but yeah, he was still...
But, like, technically, to other people...
Yeah.
That's that, so it's cool to have like a
But also, I
parallel.
feel like he naturally had a lot of more like childish qualities to himself anyway.
Yeah.
Like, he adapted well to being a kid again.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like he's almost, at certain points, seemed like he was almost losing himself, becoming his child self again. Even though he still had that determination, but I feel like he
Yeah.
would have had that determination regardless if he knew the things he knew as an adult. But yeah, like, yeah, he's a little generic, but like, I think that almost like works in his favor.
Yeah, generic in like,
In a good way.
yeah, like, what am I looking for? Man, this is gonna be a theme. This is
Like, it makes him more relatable? What do you say? Like, as a protagonist.
Well, I mean, I guess like generic, like a bare bones, like yeah, he is a basic looking guy
Yeah.
who wants to be a hero.
Yeah.
But then there's more to that.
Yeah.
In like the rest of the show, but like, you know,
I like.
just looking at him in general, like, yeah, he's a bit of a generic just protagonist
Yeah.
kind of character.
I liked that he became a manga artist. I thought that was
Yeah. I was joking about, like, when we were watching, I'd be like, oh man, he's gonna get his anime adaptation. And now my new show, One Piece. and then it was revealed that his manga was called My Hero, and it was like, oh my god, no, it's My Hero Academia.
Oh my gosh. Can't believe it.
That was funny.
Yeah. Wait, what are your thoughts on Irene?
Okay. Okay, so she was the girl for the future.
Yes, she was the
Yes.
teenage girl.
Huh?
I feel a little conflicted about her. Because my part of me is like, she only exists to make it more marketable. Like, they have to have the cute teenage girl character. Because, like, I feel like, ultimately, how important was her role in the story?
Yeah, she doesn't really do too
She doesn't
much.
really
Like, she
serve
only-
a huge purpose.
I feel like she only really exists in the story to have someone who believes him when he comes back, and he like starts to run away.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't dislike her character. I thought she was an interesting character, and like her backstory. Like, I
Yeah,
didn't.
like
There was nothing about her that like.
she's not
bothered
bad.
me,
she's
but
not
I-
bad. She just needed more.
Yeah, she kind
She
of
needed
just
more
was
screen
there.
time.
She was just kind of there,
Yeah.
and like even like in the major, like once the real plot really kicked in, like she had no role there. It's like she just wasn't
I
there
almost feel
because
like
there was no place for her.
I almost feel like she should have just been one of his childhood friends.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Like that would have given her more for it, and also given her more reasons to want to believe him. I feel like if they
I
know each other that long.
almost want to disagree with you there because I think kind of a big element of this story, like if you see him in the beginning and then him at the end, like a big thing is him realizing that he has to rely on his friends and connect more with his friends. So,
Okay. I
because
get
at the
that.
beginning he wasn't in contact with like anyone.
That's true. That is true.
So I think having that one friend he's
Yeah.
still in touch with would be a little odd.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
I feel like Irie deserved better because like I feel like she was ultimately just kind of there to be a cute teenage girl.
He did also have some like interesting parallels with Kaya, where like she's gonna set a few of the same
Yeah.
catchphrases
Yeah,
that she
like
did. So that was a little confusing. Like, where
Yeah.
did that come from? That never really went anywhere. I feel
yeah.
like.
Irie could have been a more interesting character if they had like given her more to work with, but I really
Yeah.
think she might have just been
And I
like
think it really is just the fact that we only get to see the future for a very short amount of time.
yeah, because there's not really, because yeah, so much of it is about going back to the past
Yeah,
and reconnecting
yeah.
and like changing things, and like Irie has no role in any of that. So like I was like, at least they kind of brought her back a little bit in the very end of the last episode, but like I was like, that's just such a throw in, like, oh yeah, Irie exists. I don't know.
Yeah.
Airi could have been
It was
more.
nice to give her at least something at the very end. Like, oh yeah, she does exist.
Yeah, but like, were they building her up to be a love interest? Because I feel a little weird about that, but I don't know. I don't know.
But
It is what it is. So it was such a small part that like you can kind of be like, yeah, whatever.
yeah,
But Kaio is a great character.
yeah,
Kaio is probably my favorite character, honestly.
yeah. I feel like that's probably the basic answer.
Yeah,
of a lot of
probably
people,
a
but
basic answer, but like she's a really good character. Like
for good reason.
basic
you know,
answer
like,
for a reason. Yeah.
I don't know. What were your thoughts on
Mm.
throughout the show?
I don't know how to say this without being spoilery for Higurashi, so, warning, I will always connect things to things that I like,
Of
and
course.
some of the things I like I can't talk about without being spoilery.
That'll become its own segment in my clubs. It's like, how can I connect this to Higurashi?
Higurashi or Madoka
Oh,
Magica.
Higurashi or Madoka Magica.
Yeah, it's just gonna happen. Like, that's required viewing if you are a regular viewer over here. Watch Madoka Magica and Higurashi, because I will reference them a lot, and I'll
If you
probably
watch-
spoil them for
If you watch either of our streams, watch Higurashi and
Yeah.
watch Madoka Magica.
Yeah, required viewing. But yeah, the whole Kaio plotline reminded me so much of that whole Satoko story arc. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it
Kaio
is
and
very
Satoko are
similar.
very, very similar
It
in like
is.
their storyline.
It's the same premise, pretty much.
Yeah, it is ultimately the same
Yeah.
premise, yeah. And even the whole, I mean, we're kind of stepping away from Kaio for a second there, but like even the whole, the only way they were able to apprehend Yashiro in the end was to really like come together and like connect with your friends, and like that's also like the main thing in Higurashi. Like that's how
Yeah.
they were able to save the day. At the end of that was being more open and honest with each other and relying on each other. Like that's. So I'm watching this, I was like, oh my god, it's just like Higurashi. But I really loved that.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, we can go back to Kaio now, but like, yeah, her whole story, it was so sad, but like, I loved towards the end when we got to meet adult Kaio and she had a
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, she gets her happy ending. I was so relieved. Like, I was so nervous. Like, after it was revealed that Yashiro was the killer, because I was like, but Kaio got in the car with him. Is she still alive? Did she actually survive? What happened to her? Like, oh, okay. She survived.
Yeah.
And she got married and had a baby. I was like, oh, she's
I do wish-
she got to have happiness.
I do wish we could have gotten to see like a little bit more of adult
Yeah.
Kaio. Like,
That would have been nice. Something I heard that I'm like annoyed by. I want to know your opinion now. Apparently, people were disappointed that Kaio married Hiromi because they wanted her to marry Satoru as an adult.
I mean, I get that. Like, it really did feel like it was building up that.
Not really, if you really
Sort
think
of.
about it.
I mean-
Like, if you think about it, Kaio and Satoru knew each other as 10-year-olds. And then
yeah.
they don't meet again until they're adults.
Yeah, and I think it is just the
How
fact
is that-
like,
would you-
it's that time skip. Obviously,
Would you actually, realistically, feel genuine romantic feelings for someone
Yeah.
you only knew as a 10-year-old?
Exactly.
Like, at least, like, she probably had the opportunity to, you know, really get to know Hiromi as an adult and, like, actually fall in love.
yeah.
Like, saving herself for a guy she knew when she was 10 seems a little odd.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like, if they were older when they met and were, like, friends, like, if they were teenagers, maybe I could see that. But, like, if they were just 10-year-olds, like, there was no romance. They were friends. Come on.
I can see it just as like oh yeah, the two main characters ship. kind of
Yeah,
thing,
but, like,
then-
there was
then
no way for them
obviously-
to actually build up a relationship.
And yeah, it is just the fact that like was in a coma for so
Yeah,
long.
he was in a
Like,
coma. Come
there's
on.
no way it could have happened.
Yeah.
So,
So that was like, what do you mean people were upset about that? That's so stupid.
I can see it as like, oh, it's kind of sad, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, she deserved happiness. Not to wait for someone in a coma to wake up. Like, she deserved happiness, and she got happiness. So, you know.
Yeah.
And, like, also Satoru was completely happy for her. Like, there was no, like, oh, she married her. And you're like, oh, yay, she's married, and
Like,
she has a baby. That's
happy
great.
about it. He's
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
Like, he has no ill will
Yeah,
at
no.
all.
Like, I really don't think there was anything romantic going on between them. Like, he was just happy that his friend was happy. And that was so nice. What about... We can talk about Yashiro now. Because, like... Man, there's a lot going on with that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I mentioned before, I'm still so upset that he was the killer. I was like, no, not you. I trusted you.
I will say again, like, the candy scene is honestly one of the funniest parts of the
but,
show.
like,
It's almost one of my favorite scenes because of how like goofy it is.
Yeah.
And how it's like I knew at that moment like, okay, he's gonna have some kind of plot twist.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I want him to just be goofy and like kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Like, it would be so funny.
No, but like, they really built him up as like a father figure for Satoru.
Yeah.
And like, there's even like that little hint. There was even that like little hint that like maybe he could marry his mom and they'd be his real dad. And like, look how wholesome that would be. He's such a nice guy and he's helping save Kaio. He was like doing all the good guy things.
Yeah,
That
well,
was
exactly.
so
That's
sad.
what they wanted you to think.
That
He
was
one of
so
the good guys.
sad. I was like, no, when it was revealed.
Yeah. It was definitely like, oh, this is a little sad, but also, yep,
Yeah.
it is.
That whole car scene, I was like, oh god, oh god, oh god. Like, that was probably the scariest scene. Like, it's not a horror show by any means, but like, there were definitely some parts where it's like, oh no,
That's
it's just
the suspense.
it's just so tense.
Like the suspense in
Yeah.
that scene, yeah.
Well, and I know you really wanted to talk about that scene in
Oh,
particular.
yep.
Go on your
Like,
rant.
okay, so my biggest issue with that scene, because like, okay, to go over real quick, so they Hawks by the liver.
Yeah.
He buckles Satu in with like and you knew like the car buckle that was like jammed or whatever. Like,
Yeah, I think my theory was the reason he was struggling to buckle in originally is like there was probably like glue or something in there. Like I really think
maybe,
it like was genuinely stuck.
There
like there was
something
no
he
way
did
out.
to make it so he
Yeah.
couldn't unbuckle. However,
However,
my issue with that is that for one, we see him lean in. He leans over to open to get the candy, but then he also like leans all the way back and like has his head in his hands, like, oh my god, it's all coming together. And he's pulling the buckle. It's clearly like it's not like jammed that way, so it's like it's tight around him. So why couldn't he have not like crawled around that, like pulled himself out of it, or like even just pulled the buckle?
I love that you're doing all of the like arm gestures.
I'm like I can't visualize. I'm trapped in I'm confined to a PNG for you guys, but what the buckle was, he could have just crawled out of it, and I know that because I've done that before. I was joking about this when we watched the episode, but it reminded me of something that happened when I was like, I don't know, I was probably like 8 at the time, and like a wasp got into the car. Like, and we noticed it once we like parked, so we're all already getting out. But I was like trying to get out because it's like, oh my god, there's a wasp. So I got out of my seat without unbuckling. I just squirmed out of it, and it's like, okay, yeah, he totally could have done that. Because like you mentioned, like, okay, yeah, maybe he was just like heated moment, he was scared, he wasn't thinking that. he wasn't thinking even logically. And,
Yeah.
like, thinking logically would have been to unbuckle. But I swung down because I was scared and that I wasn't thinking logically. So he
Yeah.
could have done that.
Maybe.
And probably could have given himself a shorter coma
Shorter coma?
by getting out quicker.
What do you mean a shorter
What the hell?
coma?
Not a coma at all.
I was like, what do you mean a
Okay,
shorter
okay,
coma?
how long was he in the water? Probably for a little bit, because probably for a little while, and he was like,
Yeah.
on the brink of death. If he got out of the water and just like passed out from like hypothermia or something, he wouldn't have had a 15-year coma.
Are you like a coma expert? Do you
No,
know
I just mean like
specifically?
he wasn't like he wouldn't have been like on the brink of death, drowning and freezing to death.
Okay,
He would have
maybe.
like just been cold, probably passed out in like the town somewhere, and he probably wouldn't have had a coma at all. Actually,
Yeah, I was like a shorter coma.
but I mean, like I don't know. At most, he could have been out for like a few weeks, not
Maybe.
15 years.
Maybe.
You know.
Turns me, like maybe it was shorter coma. I was
Yeah,
like,
I maybe not wording it the best here, but you know what I mean.
maybe, mayhaps.
I don't know. That's my problem with that. At the end of the day, whatever. But,
Whatever.
like, that's what was going through my head that scene.
Yeah. Stepping away from characters for a bit, but like, how cool was it, episode 12, when they changed the opening to like no Satoru at all?
Yeah. I remember we started. It's like, he's gone.
Oh god, where'd he go?
That was fun. I love when shows do that.
Yeah.
Like change it up the opening, or like not with like have like a different opening start at like a pivotal moment.
Mm-hmm.
I also think of Higurashi Go, but like the ending.
Yeah, I
Like,
loved that when
like,
they
for,
revealed
like,
that.
2 episodes or something, and it's no visuals.
Yeah.
And then it gives you the visuals at like a big moment.
That was peak cinema. I still remember that moment when that happened. I was like, oh my god, this is peak. But yeah.
You as the one person who would call Higurashi to peak.
It was peak. I made it for me.
I still need you to make a video, so not to get on another tangent about a different show, specifically Higurashi, but I need you to make a video about Higurashi Go and why you love it so much. Just because most people don't like that show or didn't think it was very good.
See, there was a fan fiction written for me. They did it like they knew exactly what my brain wanted and made it reality.
Yeah.
So if you don't get it, that means you're not me. And maybe
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
But anyway, back to what we were talking about. I did like that.
Yeah, that was so
the
cool.
opening. It's always fun when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, and I like how they did it too, because at first, like, you didn't really know what happened to Satoru yet, so it was like, if he'd been erased because he died, and now he can't, like, do the revival or whatever anymore? Like, what does this mean? But then eventually I realized that no, it's like showing, because he was in a coma for 15 years, so that's just what life was like. Everyone going on while he is in the coma.
And it was also when the episode started, and it was just kind of showing his mom going around doing everyday life things in a different apartment. I was like, oh my god, is he actually just no longer going to be in the show? He wouldn't do that, right?
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, what happened? Like, this just gone too far. Oh no. But yeah, no, I thought episode 11 was great. Like, the way it was...
It's a good episode, yeah.
Alright, well, if we want to go back to talking about characters, I mean, we kind of talked about Kenya already, but is there anything else you want to say about him?
No, like, I am kind of sad he never got to learn about revival.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of... There was, like...
If anyone was gonna get it, it would be Kenya.
Yeah. Because, like, there was the one scene where he was asking what was going on, and Satoru was just like, I want to be a superhero.
Yeah.
But then I feel like he started bringing it up again. Like, okay, what is going on? Oh, man, explain what's going on. And I was really expecting him to bring it up there.
Yeah.
And then like at the end where he's like explained like I know who the killer is, stuff like that. I was almost assuming like he has to know something's up, right? Like there has to be some kind of power going on.
But I also, I'm mixed on it almost because on the one hand, I think that if he had genuinely explained it to Kenya, Kenya would have either understood or he would have been like, I think you're being a little weird, but because you're my friend and I trust you, I'll go along with you.
Yeah.
Like, because Kenya feels like a very, like, down-to-earth, like, what word am I looking for?
Genuine. It's like, normal. I don't know.
No, more like he just... there's a specific word I'm looking for and I can't find it.
Like describing it
like
without using the word.
Like level-headed, like realistic.
Yeah.
Like I don't. If you get what I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but like I feel like he was not the kind of person that would generally like believe in a supernatural of any kind.
Yeah.
But like, I also feel like he's the kind of person that like would, even if he didn't believe Satoru, he would believe him just for the sake that it's his friend and he wants to believe in his friend.
Yeah.
And would support Satoru as long as he knows what Satoru is doing is safe.
Yeah.
Ultimately. Because I know like he was like, why are you doing dangerous things now? Like when he threw the rock or whatever to get the police to check up on Yuki. Like he was like, what are you doing?
That whole series of events.
He was like, what are you doing?
that all ends with going to stop Satoru from
like he was like, please don't commit actual murder. Like I want to help you, but
like
let's not kill anyone.
Just kind of like hospitalizing, like flaking on neck.
It was like, Satoru, I love you, but like, what the heck? Chill.
Not to bleed in more spoilers, but stopping him from pulling a Sunny.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what? Oh.
I don't know if that's even knows, but I feel like I thought that joke. Not really. I don't remember now.
Wow.
No, okay, no, it was the scene at the end on top of the building. It's like, oh, we're gonna.
Oh, yeah. I also had that thought. I was like, oh my god, they're on the roof of a hospital. No.
Oh god. Hope they don't pull in. Oh yes, Mio.
No, but I was like so concerned during that whole scene. I was like, oh my god, he's actually gonna fall and die.
Oh my god, looks like it's my time.
No!
You know what I'm saying?
But no, because the power of friendship, they were all waiting for him. I do kind of... I've never understood scenes of that genre in general. Like, how did they plan that? Like, how did he know he was gonna go be taken to the roof? Like, how did they figure that out?
That is a good point. They didn't know where he was gonna be taken.
Yeah. Like, I mean, suspension of disbelief, sure, but like, how did they know? And how do they know that part of the roof?
I also...
Like, he said it was off limits.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, they weren't actually allowed to be up there, so how did they know they were gonna go up there?
I also question the physics a little bit. Of, like, he was on the wheelchair. The wheelchair falls to the side, and he lands perfectly off.
Yeah.
Like, did he pull himself off and push it mid-fall? Like, what?
And also, like, you know, he's still in physical therapy. How's he gonna do that?
Exactly. Well, his arms alright. It's mostly
maybe,
his legs,
but like...
seems... I don't know.
But
there's a lot of suspension of disbelief now.
If you've been in a coma, it's not just your legs. His whole body is weak.
Yeah. So it's... I just question how he didn't... What didn't happen was he landed with the wheelchair. The wheelchair bounced him off and he fell on the floor next to it. How did he perfectly land on the platform? The thing?
Yeah.
And then have the wheelchair crash. Like you hear a crash.
Yeah. How did he not hit any of his friends on accident?
Exactly.
Imagine poor Kenya being taken out
by a falling wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh God, no.
You really just have to like be like, yeah, it all worked out.
It all worked
It's all
out.
good. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta not think about it too much.
I do wonder because I know some people don't like the ending and say that it was done better in the manga. So I'm like, I'm
Did the
wondering
manga
now.
do it differently then?
Supposedly, I didn't look it up because like I'm like maybe
Yeah.
you can read it at some point or watch the. And there's also a live action series that apparently is a little bit more faithful to the
I
manga.
see it.
Like I mean, neither are like. I mean, this isn't not faithful to the manga. It just leaves out a few things. Supposedly, I don't know a lot about it. Obviously, I've only learned about it
I
today.
can only imagine it's just like cut in a bit of
Yeah, I think
here
it
and there
cut
to
a
make
few
sure
things.
To make sure it's only 12
Yeah,
episodes.
but supposedly the ending's slightly different
I see it.
and better, supposedly. So I don't know. I don't know specifically why people don't like the ending because I wasn't bothered by it. Like, obviously, there's a few logistical things that I'm a little bit like, huh? How did that work? But it doesn't like ruin the experience for me. I still think overall it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, another character I really wanted to talk about was Hiromi. I have some questions. It's like the one thing that like I can't like I can let go of some of the stuff that happens in the end. Hiromi bothers me. I told you about it a little bit.
So, yeah.
Okay. They make such a big deal about Kaio being the first victim, and that makes sense. I get it. But what's never really truly addressed, besides just like listing out the victims of Yasuo's murder, is that Hiromi is like the second victim. Hiromi is one of Satoru's best friends. They hang out all the time. Why is he not more traumatized by Hiromi's death? Why does he not like display any genuine emotion specifically regarding Hiromi?
Outside of what is getting listed in like a monologue.
No, and like why?
It's not ever like said out loud by him.
No, and I'm just like, excuse me, sir, that is your best friend. Why are you not like distressed? And like, I know technically they were making a deal about spending time with Hiromi, making sure Hiromi goes along with them places, but like if you think about it, like that was never not happening. Like,
Yeah.
they always hung out with him. Hiromi was just like part of the friend group. So like, but he's still in the timeline where the murders happen. Hiromi still gets killed. So like, why are you not more concerned about protecting your literal best friend? Like, what is this?
It is, especially when they're like, oh, I gotta befriend this new person from a different school that I don't know.
Also, hello, welcome
Hello.
to stream. But like, genuinely, I'm just... Why was he not like... Why did he not show any like trauma or distress or despair over Hiromi dying?
I don't know.
Like, why was
It's
like...
weird.
Like, again, I understand the whole he saw Kaio at the park and then the next day she was dead. Like, I understand why that would be upsetting for him.
I could
But
only
what
imagine,
about Hiromi? Your literal friend.
I could only imagine that it's because they were like the last victim and like Satu tried to go in water. Maybe.
But that's,
So like
but that's
the
ignoring the
random
fact
other girl
that
could have been next.
him originally, like I'm trying to remember now, like when the episode was in the first episode where he first starts reflecting on this. He starts first
Maybe.
reflecting in the first episode, yeah.
Yeah.
He's looking at the list of the 3 kids that are murdered, and nothing in that scene implies that Hiromi was already his friend. Like,
Yeah.
there's no like sentimental nostalgia or anything for Hiromi, and I'm like, what? Why? That's your friend. Why do you not care about your friend?
I don't know. It is.
Like, that's the one thing that I can't let go of. I'm sorry. Everything else I can suspend my disbelief and be like, it's fine, it's cool, it's still a really good anime. But like, Hiromi deserved better. What the heck? What the heck?
Well, we deserved better.
Yeah. But also, I kept mistaking Hiromi for a girl.
Yeah.
Like, I kept forgetting that he was a boy.
I'm gonna be honest. When the time skip happened, I thought Fran. And I was like, wait.
I mean, yeah, but
I assumed that was the case, and not that it was. Oh, he was
no,
a boy the whole time.
no, Hiromi was just a feminine boy.
I see.
No, because I remember, because I was also kept getting confused about that, but like they do say at the beginning when he's talking about the murders that Hiromi was killed. Well, he implies, like obviously that wasn't actually the case. Now I don't know why Hiromi was killed, but supposedly he said he was killed because he was mistaken for a girl because the other two victims were girls. So I think the assumption was that Hiromi was assumed to be a girl.
Okay.
But no, Hiromi was a boy. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still bothered. I'm still bothered about it. Hiromi deserved better. He was a cute character too. Like he was just a funny little guy. I don't.
Silly little
He was
guy.
just a little guy. You know, he was a good friend. He had no idea what the heck was going on, but he was still supportive anyway. Like I know, like
Just along for the ride.
yeah, Kenya was like actively helping, and Hiromi's like, I have no idea what you guys are doing, but you know, secret hideout
It
and
seems
like
fun.
yeah, hanging out with my friends, yippee.
And then all of a sudden, wait, there's a serial killer? Oh god.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else
Hmm?
would you like to talk about here? I think, I mean, it was just a little thing. I know I mentioned, we went a bit into like visuals, like more technical stuff, the last one. I feel like there's not too much to say about this show. Just because, like, you know, I'm an animator. I
Yeah.
like to think about this stuff. I liked the sound that they used
Yeah.
for the revival. I wish
Yeah,
we got
that
to hear
is-
more of that.
Yeah.
I really like those kinds of sounds in anime. Like, they've become more popular with some shows. Like, there's like Fire Force does sounds like that. What is it? Fate? The Fate series does it? With those like really bassy sounds. I think it would be cool to have sounds like, not to stop talking about my own stuff.
Go ahead,
but-
it's allowed.
I think it would be cool to have sounds like that
Yeah.
in my show when I make. But eventually my show becomes a thing.
You boy.
But yeah, I wish we could have gotten a bit more of that.
And did you watch the Mother's Basement video about the opening?
I did see that, yeah.
I thought you would like that 'cause he was talking a lot about like the
Yeah, like the composition.
Yeah, the
like
composition.
storyboarding
Yeah,
of
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff
It
like
was
that,
so
yeah.
cool.
It's actually funny, not to go on again about my stuff, but when I when I posted the first clip for the pilot that I made, I also sent it to a YouTuber I watch who was doing a stream reacting to a bunch of indie animation stuff, and he did react to it.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
Yeah, and the thing he was talking about was like giving advice for like action composition. It was like that exact thing. Like when you want to have a thing move, and then when the next shot comes, your eye stays in that spot, and like so you don't get lost. Like have to look around a bunch.
Yeah, I thought that part of the video was so cool. It's like showing how like no matter where your eye is, there's something to look at. I love that.
And,
I was
that's like
that's
the
such a
perfect
well made.
That's like the perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Basically, where like no matter where your eye is, you'll never get lost.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. But yeah, I mean, other than that, animation-wise, it's nothing. Like it's fairly. There's no like.
There's some really
there's
good.
nothing, like, super notable. Like, oh, that's really well animated. Like it's not bad.
I would
It's
say-
all good.
I would say not necessarily the animation itself, but like the shots. Like there's a
Yeah, there's a
really
lot
great
of-
like stills and like camera movements.
Yeah, like there's a lot of good
And
shots.
there's
Like, it's-
like the scene of Kaio at the park, like when he first sees her at the park before she dies.
Yeah.
And like trying to think of some other examples of some really good shots.
I don't know, like it's definitely good. I mean, it's nothing like super crazy either. Like I I always think of like the first scene of Monica Magica.
Mm-hmm.
I just like this is so well storyboarded.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So cinematic.
Yeah.
Like that.
That is
That's
like
one of the things where, like it's
actual
nothing.
peak.
It's nothing like that. Where it's like, wow, this is really visually interesting or anything. And not that it's bad. It's definitely like it's not bad. It's above average.
Yeah.
But it's also nothing like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also think it doesn't need to be anything
Exactly.
crazy
It's
because
not.
it's
It's a
not.
very-
It's
it's a very grounded
ultimately yeah, it's
show.
very grounded, realistic. So like obviously you're not gonna do anything like crazy,
It's like,
but like it
there's-
still feels like there's so many scenes that it's like feels so immersive.
Yeah, like there's no crazy animation. There's nothing like there's like crazy art design stuff. There's nothing like Lane. Because
Yeah.
They had, like cool
Oh yeah, and there's so much in
artistic
Lane.
choices.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's very grounded, very realistic. It obviously has the crazy peak visual of the revival
Yeah.
thing, like the singularity of memories kind
Yeah.
of thing.
I loved
going
that.
on.
That was so cool every time they did
It's a
that.
cool visual, yeah. But other than that, like animation-wise, it's just fairly standard.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing crazy. But that's all it needs to be. Yeah?
Yeah.
I just thought I'd bring it up because like
No,
we
yeah,
had a
definitely.
segment about it last time, and that's what
No,
I
yeah,
always think
definitely.
about.
Like, I will always give you your little
My
section
time to
be an
a
animation
fraud.
nerd. Yeah. Now, yeah. Is there anything else you feel important to talk about?
I feel like we did go over most of the things. Like there wasn't. I feel like overall, out to Lane, it wasn't as like. I don't want to say not as thought provoking, but like it's not as like.
Yeah, it's
with-
more.
I feel like with Lane, it's like so deep with like everything.
Yeah,
about
there's
it.
so much you could talk about Lane for hours
Yeah,
and
because
still not
that's the kind of show that
barely
has, like,
scratch the surface.
so much you can dissect about it, so
Yeah.
many different things. But I feel like this
This
show definitely has things to talk about.
Yeah,
but like compared to
definitely.
Lane, I'm still trying to come up with like what else have we missed?
Yeah,
Is there
like
anything else?
ultimately, it's just I wouldn't say standard, but like it's just a mystery series, like a mystery
yeah.
like thriller kind of type of show, and really good one.
Oh yeah,
Like I
definitely.
was completely immersed from start to finish. Like I needed to know
yeah,
who the killer was and if Satoru was gonna succeed. Like I was fully invested the whole
Alright,
way
so
through.
how would you rank it out of 10? What
Ooh.
rating would you give it?
You think about that for a second.
Did we
Like
do that for Lane?
did we?
I don't remember.
I don't think we did.
I don't know.
I mean, I kind of like Lane is like up there with Madoka Magica. I don't know if that's really true. I think for
Yeah.
me,
I feel like Modern Magic is on a level. of its
yeah,
own.
I think for me, my best way to determine how much I like an anime is how long I'm still thinking about it, like after time passes. Like right now it's too fresh. And like
Yeah.
I really liked it. But like I don't know if it's gonna be something that I'm still thinking about in 3 years or if it'll be like it's the show I watched.
Yeah, I feel like
There's a lot of animes that I remember really loving, but I don't remember what anything
Yeah, I feel
happens
like-
in it.
for me personally, I feel like I'd honestly give it like a 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Like it's good. It's not like, but it's also not like. Again, like I've said this a bunch of times now, it's not anything crazy,
Yeah.
and it also does have some smaller issues
Mm.
that we pointed out, like the logistics of the finale.
Yeah.
My personal gripe with the call scene.
My personal gripe with Hiromi.
Yeah,
You know.
it's not without its faults, but it is good.
Yeah.
I would give it a 6 or 7. We'll go 6.5. out of 10.
Yeah.
I'd say
And, like-
that's where I would put it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, I
As my,
did
like,
really
anime
love it.
rating.
I did really love it, but I think I don't know. We'll see how I'm still feeling about it in a year or so. If I'm still like that was such a good anime, or if I'm like, oh yeah, I watched that. Stuff happened. I'm sure. I don't know. Don't
Come
remember.
back in 1 year for another stream as we talk
Oh
about.
my god. No, but I was actually thinking maybe at some point in the future, after we've done Anime Club for a while, we can do like a ranking of.
That would be fun.
So we can look back and see if
We do
we
it-
still feel the same way.
We do a tier list after we've done a bunch.
Hmm.
That we put together a tier list of all the anime we watch.
Yeah. That would be fun.
It'll be a small tier list, but I feel like it'll be fun to do that as like a 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, that would be fun
It
actually.
would only give us like 12 anime, but you
Well,
know,
yeah, but
that's
still,
something. That's
yeah.
something at least.
It'll still be fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, stay tuned, guys, for in next June. Next June 2025, we're gonna do a 1 year anniversary of Anime Club, and we're gonna rank all 12 of the anime we watched.
It's gonna be crazy.
Heck yeah.
God, that's just reminding me there's like 30 anime in the wheel right now, and we're only gonna get to 12 in a year.
Oh man. But speaking of the wheel, are we ready for the wheel?
I think we're ready to
Alright, let me
roll
go
for our
ahead.
next anime.
Yeah, and like always, we're going to spin it twice and then make a poll. I think I was putting a poll in my Discord, but I think I'm gonna put it in my community tab this time.
Okay.
It's my community tab polls have been doing well.
Yeah, that's probably a better way to do it as well.
Yeah, like definitely, like, my Discord is still a thing, but I think this, it'll get more traction. So I will be. Yeah, I guess might as well go ahead and spin. See what our first choice is. Get hype. Drumroll, please. It is going to be. Oh,
so close.
it is Chihaya Furu.
That sounds familiar. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Yeah.
I recognize it.
I'm pretty sure it's Josei. It is a Josei anime. I'm pretty sure it's about a card game.
Yeah.
It's one that's come highly recommended. I don't know a lot about it either, to be honest, but I've heard really good things about it.
Okay, I don't quite recognize it. It was a little familiar, but I don't know. Once again, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. So that is our first pick.
Alright.
Alright. And now our second one. Drumroll, please. Our next option will be... Oh my gosh. Oh man.
I think...
Cowboy Bebop. You boy.
Boy, I wonder which one's gonna win, huh? It was so close to
I will say, I watched the first... I don't know, maybe 10 episodes?
How many episodes is Cowboy Bebop?
I think it's 20-something. I've seen almost half of it, like a couple years ago. I think when I was in college, I watched a bit of it. And then I never continued. But I was enjoying it for the most part, so I would be down to rewatch.
Yeah, 26.
Yeah, 26, so yeah. Our options are Chihaya Furu or Cowboy Bebop. I will be putting a poll in the community tab. So definitely, if you want to help choose our, August. I was like, what month is it? Our August pick for Anime Club. Definitely vote in our poll.
Oh,
And it'll be up after stream.
Does Chihaya Furu have over 70 episodes?
Oh, well, I mean, I think it's divided into seasons.
Yeah, it is 4 seasons.
Yeah, I think we can probably, for sake of Anime Club,
might only be 25.
I think we're only gonna do season 1 for Anime
That would
Club.
make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like divided.
I did look at it was 4 seasons.
Yeah. So yeah, we can just watch season 1 for the sake of Anime Club. And then if we
Yeah.
on our own want to continue, then we can. But for Anime Club, it would only be season 1.
yeah,
But we'll see. It might be Cowboy Bebop. We don't know.
True.
So yeah, I will be putting the poll up after stream, so definitely, if you wanna help pick, then go vote. You play. But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about before we start wrapping up?
Don't think so.
Do you want to plug anything?
Well, I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/HeyStayAwesome.
The link is in the description. Go there.
Go click it. Go follow me.
Heck yeah.
My next stream is tomorrow.
Content.
I'm gonna be playing Minecraft. I wanted to start a new survival world because I did that a while ago, not too long ago, and I didn't get very far with it. So I'm gonna be starting a new one.
Yeah.
Gonna be doing that with some friends as well, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, hi. You also have something else cool to plug?
Yeah, I also...
Come on.
I mean, I You mean by like my show?
Yeah. What the heck?
Well, there's no stream that we're gonna talk
Well,
about.
I was gonna do that next,
okay.
but no, you have a cool thing to talk. Talk about your cool thing.
I'm making an indie animated show called Player vs. Fluidity, and the full in the 8-minute animatic pilot is going to be coming out in a few days on what did I schedule for Tuesday?
Yeah.
June 30th. The premiere is already up, so you can go click the notification button on it if you want to be notified for when it premieres.
Yeah, boy, get hype. It's gonna be so cool.
And yeah, other collab. That's coming out.
Yeah. The day after the pilot is dropped is someone's birthday, and it's not
God.
mine, not
Oh my
yet,
God.
soon. It's
Whose
your
birthday could that be?
birthday.
Oh my god, it's mine?
You are
Whoa.
gonna be born live on stream.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, but I'm gonna be doing a birthday stream on Wednesday. I'm gonna be playing Mario Party.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there on Vest's channel, and I'm gonna be playing Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Get
It's gonna be
hype.
fun. Got a lot of stuff coming on.
Gonna destroy you.
Oh, you bet you wish.
Sometimes I win. Sometimes.
I feel like you are better than me at that game. But I feel like I'm pretty close though.
Yeah.
In like skill level.
Mm.
So we'll see. Yeah. We're definitely not gonna get beaten by an NPC or one of the CPUs.
Yeah.
Definitely isn't gonna be what happens. Thank
No.
you for the happy birthday wishes.
Yay. And yeah, as for me, my upcoming stream plans. Buffering. Oh yes, my next stream is going to be on Sunday, and I'm going to be continuing my playthrough of Pokemon Violet. Very excited. I'm going to be facing the VTuber gym leader, Iono. She is my next target. That will be happening on Sunday. Get hype.
Yeah.
And then on Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST, as always, I will be starting a playthrough. I guess not playthrough. I'm gonna be starting a Sims 4 series.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't played Sims in a while, but I thought that would be fun. So yeah, definitely. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I go live. Also hit the notify me button on the individual stream waiting rooms, because supposedly stream notifications aren't working on YouTube. YouTube's being weird. How dare. But yeah. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. Hope you guys are having a lovely rest of your day or night wherever you are. And I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Yay.